Welcome to Masterminds. My name is Sandy. Today we are going to work on our flowers. Our flowers bloom with confidence. There's a list of things down here. Mine, for instance, says I am unique, confident, responsible, wise, forgiving, creative, professional, faith, brave, intelligent, talented, and strong. So we're working on that as the moment. And while we work on that, how did everybody take care of their human this week? Did we have any positive experiences this week? No? They think of something?
Just having fun,
You having fun?
dancing, dressing up. I'm just having fun eating chocolate too. Eating candy, which is very good too.
Sounds great. I took care of my human by setting boundaries, strong boundaries, with people, healthy boundaries for myself. While you guys work on the confidence flower, I'm going to go over what's on the board here. Just like you would work every day on your sobriety, you do the same for self-love and self-care. If you work on it every single day, you will see the results. You'll see change in your negative thoughts to positive. Your results from that will be changes in your nervous system, change habits and behaviors, and the changes in how you feel about yourself and of other people. What change promotes is changes, growth, you'll evolve and you'll transform. The hardest job you'll ever have is working on yourself. Self-love and self-care. What are other ways that you can do self-care? Going to the beach. I like that one. I did that all summer.
Wear sunblock.
Sunblock. Yeah.
Beach is part of
Good
it.
hygiene.
Good hygiene. That's self-care. Yeah.
Go to the beach and you feel the wave, the ocean wave, and the ocean water comes to you, put in your face and relax and move on. When you sit there quietly, we're in the ocean. I got it all the time. That's what that's for.
What other ways can we do self-care that's more of a spiritual self-care? Praying. Yeah. How about telling ourselves we're good enough, we're talented? That's self-care too, right? Just those words, the positive words we tell ourselves.
You get plenty of rest.
Get plenty of rest, yeah.
You're not letting the world feed you junk.
Right.
Feel like you're buying a stupid thing.
Positive thinking.
Yeah.
Self-love would be, what type of things are self-love? Telling ourselves what, more positive things about ourselves?
Yeah.
Because nobody can take better care of ourselves than ourselves, right? Yeah. So I'm going to go on to pull up Brandy's Chiron. And then after we do that, we're gonna watch a few videos that I have planned to watch today. Just a couple short ones about self-love and self-care and relationships with ourselves and other people.
I am
Mm-hmm.
I am respectful.
Okay.
I am strong.
Yep.
I am creative.
Yep.
I am responsible.
Mm-hmm. You could do some that are different that are not on that paperwork, if you like to choose some different ones. Okay, so we have this.
I'm smart. I'm
So yours is,
active.
so Brandy, yours is in Taurus in the second house, so you have the same wound as I do. You, me, and Laura. So this is it right here. So if you look at this big screen, right up on the TV set, you'll see your wounded Chiron. Inside yourself, you would feel a lack of self-worth, a lack of feeling solid or safe, valued based on material possessions, always vulnerable. Once you heal your Chiron, your wound, you will feel trust in the wisdom of the body, forgiveness of the inner child, and worthy of committed love. And then when we scroll down, it gives you an explanation. With Chiron and Taurus, it's about acknowledging and healing from the past neglect and powerlessness. No, it wasn't your fault. You were innocent. It's time to shine a light on those deep-seated feelings and embrace self-love and peace. Here's a little secret. Your attempts to boost self-worth through material possessions or a projected image can actually cause more harm. You're gifted with powerful intuitive abilities. The key is to harness these for healing and helping others. Your journey may involve facing deep-seated emotions, learning to love yourself and others unconditionally, and forgiving the vulnerable child within. There's a shadow side. When we disconnect from our wound, we risk hurting others. It's time to bring your shadow self into the light. Forgive yourself and embrace your inner child. Remember, you're worthy of love no matter what, so you are ready to embark on the healing journey with Chiron. It's time to step into your true value. Now, being in your second house, it has to do with it governs over your values and possessions. So this placement may bring challenges around your self-worth, financial security, and relationship with material possessions. But don't fret. Every wound carries a lesson. Your wounds around finances and possessions don't define you.
Active.
They refine you. Embrace this journey with a big smile on your face and let Chiron's healing energy guide you towards a deep understanding of your value system and what truly matters to you. With Chiron's guidance, you can heal any wounds around self-worth and develop a healthy relationship with your material possessions. Get ready for some epic moments of personal growth and self-discovery on this journey. So these are the things that you want to say to yourself when we talk about like self-love, self-care, and right here. So you want to say these things. And I'll print this all out for you, Brandy. So these are the things you want to tell yourself. You want to say, I love and approve of myself just as I am. I allow myself to heal. I am lovable. I'm a good enough now. I forgive all others, including myself. So me, you, and Laura have the same wound. So when I told Laura,
I told you I was born in the same hospital as you.
yeah,
And I was right, because I looked at my birth certificate and I was like, wow.
we have the same hospital, but different year and different date and things like that.
Yeah.
So we have the same Taurus, but we don't have the same house. Mine's in the 4th house, Laura's in the 8th, and you're in the 2nd. So the two things I told Laura, and the two things I'm also working on, is unconditional love for yourself and others, and forgiveness. Those two go hand in hand. And that has to do with yourself and other people. So remember, everybody on this planet has wounds, right? They have trauma. So we have to understand that and look at the inner child in each and every person. Because we know that we can relate to that, right? Because we've had it in our lives. So if we can forgive those people and bring them just that love to that inner child that they have, it's gonna heal us, right? It will give us forgiveness and unconditional love for ourselves and other people.
Usually expresses.
Okay? So we are gonna go on and watch
Loyalty
a
means
couple of
being
videos.
faithful and true, showing support, even
Okay.
when things are tough. It can mean being a loyal friend, partner, or
What's-
worker. It also applies to staying true to a promise, a cause, or even to
Yeah, can
animals
we,
like dogs.
cell phone
who are
use in
often
the
seen
groups?
as
Okay, can you do that after? I'm gonna go and put on a couple of videos to watch. This is my Mastermind Facebook page.
I thought we were working on our flowers.
We are. For a short,
I was just trying to pull up a word.
Oh, okay.
Spell.
well, for a short time, but we're gonna watch videos right now. We can get back to that in a moment.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna
I
finish
only
that
have
today.
2 more words to do.
Alright,
I have to think.
let's see here. I gotta find the right videos. I usually have them on top of each other.
Cause it's actually saying, cause it shows scissors, so I didn't know if we had to cut these out and
Is treating you poorly
Uh-huh.
or disrespecting you,
Yeah.
or has a lack of manners and just
Yeah.
decency
Yeah.
in life.
Yeah.
Not saying they're stealing 100 grand from you, not saying they're cheating on
It's
you,
honestly the same thing.
but just
It is.
other things that are like, huh, that doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
How do you let them, but then also create a boundary with them or communicate to them,
Yeah.
hey, this doesn't work for me anymore. I wanna let you do this,
Yeah.
but also, this doesn't work in this relationship for me.
Correct.
How can we do that in a
You just
way
explained it.
that is not angry and mean towards them or reacting emotionally,
Yeah.
just creating a healthy, conscious communication?
Okay, great. Excellent question.
Because that sounds like part two where you're letting me, you're taking your power back and you're saying, now I want to communicate how you can treat me.
Yes,
Like these behaviors don't work.
right.
If you want to do that, I'm gonna let you do it, but not with me.
Bingo.
Right.
See, here's the thing. Who has the power in a narcissistic relationship?
I guess the narcissist, if the other person's allowing it to happen.
Correct, but you're only allowing it if you see it happening and you make excuses for it and you stay.
Yes.
So if you let them reveal who they are, and so this is a very important point. You are not allowing people to abuse you. In fact, what the let them theory does is it helps you wake up, perhaps for the first time, and actually see somebody very clearly as they are, and not make an excuse. Because people's behavior is the truth. People can say anything that they want, but if you watch their behavior, someone tells you exactly who they are, and they
Yes.
tell you what their priorities are and where you fall on those priorities. So let them reveal who they are. And if you are in a situation with any human being, and you let them be who they are, and they reveal to you that they are emotionally abusive, or narcissistic, or they don't call back, or they keep saying that they're gonna stop drinking and they don't, or they promise that they're not gonna raise their voice but they do. Let them. Because your power is not in trying to change them, because you can never change another human being. Human beings only change when they feel like it, and they are not gonna change for you. People only change when they feel like changing for themselves. And so trying to make someone else change or wishing that they would change, that's not where your power is. Don't
No.
put your time and energy there. Let someone reveal who they are, and then say the second part, which is let me. Let me remind myself that I always have power because I can leave any conversation, I can leave any interview, I can leave any date, I can leave any relationship, I can leave any dining room table,
Good job.
anytime,
Yeah.
any job, anytime I choose. And so, you know, I also say this knowing the research. I used to work at domestic violence hotline, and when I was a public defender, we had a tremendous amount of training in crisis intervention. And I know you've covered this topic a lot, and you understand trauma and have written about it extensively. And I say this in abusive relationships, this is a life-changing tool for you to say, let them in.
I actually have,
Yes.
that book. So, you know, what she's basically saying is like people should prove who they are in their behavior. Like just watch their actions. It speaks so much louder than words, right?
I know, I was like that last time.
Yeah.
The action was not great. And I reacted like I shouldn't do that, I shouldn't act like that when something things like that.
Here's another one here, I'm gonna play this video here.
The problem is the mind is like a missile, it wants to go there, but it keeps going there if it doesn't really know what you want. I want love, but it would kill me to be rejected. I want success, but am I really gonna give up all the things I love to be successful? So you've got to really identify what you want. To manifest anything, you have to want it. And I think people have got very confused. They sit on the chair and manifest a great guy, well, unless that's the Amazon delivery guy, that's just not gonna work.
Right.
I want a great body, but I'm not gonna do anything. So to be a manifestor, you have to do 3 things, and you have to do all 3. The first is the easy one, or maybe not easy. You have to decide you are worth it. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of a phenomenal relationship. I'm worthy of success. Even I'm worthy of wealth or health. I'm worth it. And that probably is at least 80% of manifesting. And many people manifest with a thought, not really worthy.
Really?
I'm gonna find love, but they're gonna leave me. I'm gonna find wealth, but I don't know how I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna have a great job, but it's gonna kill me working those hours. So your first thought must be, I'm worth it. But then there's a second part, which is, what does it look like? And maybe I'm gonna be a millionaire. For what? I don't know. I want a great person. What do they like? I don't know. They got a nice 6-pack and drive a nice car. So the second part is, you must really know, what does it look like? If you don't know what it looks like, how are you going to go after it? The mind will go after something it is clear about. So you might say, I want a really flat stomach. What does that look like? Well, it looks like not eating so many carbs, not eating late at night, going to the gym. If you know what it looks like, and you believe you're worth it, you'll have it. But then the third part is, after you've decided you're worth it, and you know what it looks like, what are you going to do? Because if you really want a 6-pack, you might have to do 300 sit-ups a day. And if you're not prepared to do that, you don't want it enough. So I could say, I wanted to write a book. Did I feel I was worth it? Yeah, I had to work on myself. I got a message, and I think I can. People tell me I really help them. They tell me I change their lives, so I'm worth putting that in a book. What does it look like? Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to, what is this book? What's it gonna be about? What's the storyline? What am I gonna call it? Who is my audience? Am I gonna write what I wanna write, or what people want to hear? So I had to know who is my market. And then here's the third part. I gotta sit down and write that book, and it takes a long time to write a book. And when you've written it, it takes even longer, as you know, to do all the press, all the pieces for magazines. So you can't have one of the two or two of the two.
So what she's saying is, like, when you, we went over this in the first group, about what you
The
think,
problem
what
is
you
the mind
create,
is
right?
like a missile. It wants to go there. But
So it's important to, you know, be aware of what you're thinking. So I never thought I would be here at Plymouth Recovery Center teaching, you know, having a group called Mastermind. I never thought this would be like, and then being in a band, it's just, my dream is becoming reality. And it's just, my whole world just opened up, because I worked so hard at just trying to, you know, grow and change as a person, and trying to be the best person I can. And it's difficult in a world like this to try to be positive all the time, right? It really is. To have those positive thoughts in your mind, and I'm an artist, so when I go to bed, I have racing thoughts. You know, I'm a poet, I'm a writer, so I'm like, all these, like, Dr. Seuss rhymes go through my head, and I'm like, where's my piece of paper? I got a muse going on, you know? But it's like my brain is constantly seeking something.
So every time I'm like laying in bed, closing my eyes, I always wanna make sure that thought is a positive thought, is a happy thought. Because again, what happens when you think a negative thought? You're gonna feel it in your anxiety, you're gonna feel it in your nervous system, you're programming your own computer, you know? You gotta get that negative thought virus out of yourself, and the only one that can do it is you. So always go to bed, think positive things, think about, Kitty, think about the day you had yesterday when you fall asleep tonight. You had fun, right? You had fun, you had a good time, you laughed, you danced. You'll think about those good things in your mind, and that will rest your mind, your thoughts, it will rest your anxiety, your chest, it will rest.
You wanna be with people that bring you that happiness, not anger.
Yes.
Because people will try to shove that onto you, and that's not what you do to somebody, especially when you're out having a good time.
Right,
Don't spoil it for everybody else.
exactly.
Because when somebody loves something, they have special. You don't do that.
I'm just gonna step out for one just quick minute. Laura, if you wanna go over if people can pull out your, in my protection of my space, the mastermind, taking care of your human, it should be in your packet.
Alright. Did you find that one? Got it. Yep, you got it, Kitty.
Take the purple one, it's fine.
Taking care of my human today. Practicing self-love and self-care. You got it. So, I'm taking care of my human today by setting strong boundaries to protect and to keep my human safe from people that gossip and that make trouble for others. I can forgive them and still unconditionally love them. But until they are awakened to see their toxic patterns and behaviors, I need to protect myself and keep my distance. So that looks like I'm skipping gatherings that drain me instead of energize me, like you were talking about. Like any place that negative people will be. I'm prioritizing my healing over their expectations. So like in my family, people expect you to show up even when you're in a bad mood or having a bad day. Well, if I'm not feeling well, I've learned to prioritize my self-care. So I don't take my bad mood to other people. So I say, no, I'm having a me day. I'm gonna take care of myself. But you wouldn't know, I think it's got people to Mediterranean. Right. And it's not really to me because they. I always say. Yeah, cause I take care of my children. We just go out and dance and bring light to people, not aggravation. Yep. And we call that raising the vibration. Because when you're happy and showing yourself love, that easily is brought to others, and they feed off of that. Now, if you're showing, dread and anxiety, obviously people want to help, and they sometimes can take on those emotions, which in a public setting, sometimes is good, not always. Yeah, being out in public when somebody tells you do something like that, and then you're like, okay, that's not good. Yeah, we're more trying to bring solutions instead of just commiserating with someone, Another way that looks is, I'm detaching from the drama I didn't sign up for. That's a big one. Just letting other people's actions roll off your back. Not my circus, not my monkeys, right? Yep. You don't need to involve yourself in all of it, unless it's directly affecting your health and well-being. Yep. I'm refusing to be the fixer for everyone else's chaos. That used
used to get me almost every time, cause I was so good at solutions, and I figured, hey, I could help everyone else, but my life turned into complete chaos, cause I was worried about how everyone else was doing, how everyone else was feeling, and I was neglecting my own self. And I made myself sick over it, you know, and you don't realize you're doing it to yourself until you can't get out of bed. And I'm saying no without feeling guilty. Now, how many times do we just blindly say, yes, I can do that, or yes, I'll help, or, you know, how often do you say no? Never. Well, that we gotta start working on. No is the healthiest boundary you can set. I'm accepting that some relationships function better with distance. Huge. My parents and I, we do better when we don't see each other every month. I can love them much in a healthier way, when she's not making me feel deeply. And the last one, I'm no longer explaining myself to people committed to misunderstanding me. That's the best. When I stop over-explaining myself, a sense of peace comes, and you know what, I don't need everyone to understand the reasons for my why. My why is my why. And if you don't like it, fine. I'm not gonna cry about it, I'm not gonna make you feel bad for not understanding, it's just, this is how I do things now in my life. And if you don't understand that, well, I don't need to explain it. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you, co-facilitator Laura. Sorry, I had to step out real quick for a moment. Sorry about that. So, taking care of my human today by setting strong boundaries to protect and keep my human safe from people that gossip and then make trouble for others. I can forgive them and still unconditionally love them, but until they are awakened to see their toxic behaviors and patterns, I need to protect myself and keep my distance. I had to deal with that this week, everybody. It was difficult. It was people I cared about, but just like you were saying, Laura, like I came from a family, my wound is in Taurus, so my mom and dad were I didn't feel like I was loved, you know, and it is because their wounds as children, they weren't healed as well. They didn't feel loved by their parents. So when that happens, it goes into the offspring. So unfortunately, I had to carry both the wounds of my mom and dad. My sister didn't have to. My sister was actually favored by them, I was not. So that's when we need to give them forgiveness. My mom passed away on Valentine's Day this year. My dad's still living. But that's when we can't blame them anymore. This is our wound. It was passed down to us. It needs healing in order for us to heal and go on with our life and to be happy. So I've been working on that. But I had to set boundaries back then too. Like, I mean, me and my mom got along better when I didn't hardly see her. I would talk to her probably for like once a month. And then it was years I didn't see her. I found out she was in a nursing home. I visited her. I wanted to see if we can at least, you know, become acquaintances. Then maybe a friendship can develop. Then maybe a mother and daughter relationship. It didn't get that far. It was basically me just visiting a woman in a nursing home. Like I kind of do for home care and stuff, you know, but I tried. And it takes two people to work on a relationship, no matter if it's husband, wife, child, mother, father, son, parents and the children. It takes two people that really want it to work, and mine was always one-sided. And how much time, energy, and effort am I gonna spend wasting on my side, where I'm not getting that back on the other side? So I actually call that T-E-E, time, energy, and effort. How much time are you actually spending? How much energy and how much effort are you actually giving to a person, place, or thing? Is it one-sided on your side or two-sided? So then we go over to the mastermind thought of the day. Did you do this one? No. Okay, so I wrote this morning, I made copies. If you keep encouraging the same problem with different people over and over again, then you need to ask yourself, is it everybody else who has the problem, or is it me in thoughts, actions, and behaviors, in perceptions? Are we looking at the problem fully or just a narrow lens? Are we actually looking at the big and small picture? We need to look at all sides and angles of the situation. If a distinct pattern exists in your life that involves you being let down, deceived, or used, it will be especially worthwhile to examine whether self-deception was at work. So that, when there's a pattern of mistakes, something has got to change. Our patterns change when we do. If we want a different life, we must make different choices. Change your thinking patterns and change your experiences. You're not stuck. You're just committed to a certain pattern of behavior because they helped you in the past. Now those behaviors have become more harmful than helpful. The reasons why you can't move forward is because you keep applying the old formula to a new level in your life. Change the formula to get different results. Life has a way of making you repeat the same patterns until you choose to break that cycle. May you have the courage to break the patterns that are no longer serving you. We don't realize when we meet certain people, especially in relationships, when I get in a relationship with a man, I'm repeating the same thing, it's just with a different person. My same behavior patterns, the same exact thing, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong, right? I found my mistakes this year, and I'm like, I put a stop to it, and I'm proud of myself. And that's when you can look back and like, I grew, I changed, I grew, I evolved, and now I'm in the process of transforming. I always see myself as like a butterfly, and when we're learning, we're the little caterpillar, and we're learning, and then we go into the cocoon, and then that's when we make the changes, and then when we're starting to come out of that cocoon, we're evolving, and then all of a sudden we're flying, and we transform. So we learn from those experiences, right? We go into the cocoon, we go into ourselves with self-reflection, and then we come out a brand new thing, right? Creation, a brand new, transform into that beautiful butterfly. I drew like a thing that had to do with the caterpillar, cocoon, and the butterfly, and if I can find it, I'll give you guys a copy of it, but it's pretty cool. So there is another video, there's one more that I want to play. And this one has to do with picking your partners.
Now,
So important for dating is that if one of the things I think is like so important for dating is that if a couple are getting to know each other, and this is all on like heterosexual couples that we said, then as a woman is sexually interested and liking the guy and enjoying the dating, her oxytocin levels is like slowly starting to go up. When they start actually she's going to be releasing higher levels of oxytocin every time she orgasms, and that's going to make her bond to the guy much more. If you have on the first date, the guy's vasopressin levels will plummet straight away, and all he'll be interested in is testosterone. If you make him wait, his vasopressin and oxytocin levels go up, and then when you do actually have, he's already bonded, so it's more likely to become part of a loving relationship.
Wow. So if a woman sleeps with a man on the first date or two, is a man driven to want to bond long term with that person? No. Why not?
Because the vasopressin levels drop as soon as he has.
What does that mean?
So vasopressin is the one that makes the prairie voles monogamous. The higher the levels of that, and that the receptors appear in the reward circuitry of your brain, and so basically if you see your partner in distress, it affects your brain, those neurons, and you want to comfort her through physical touch. So that's oxytocin. But if you haven't had time for those receptors to appear in the correct place to make you bond, then it's just, you know, it goes back to lust. So what I say about love and relationships is that the genetics and the receptors will load the gun, but sexual activity will pull the trigger.
So based on neuroscience, if you sleep with someone quickly, you're less likely to bond long-term together. They're more likely to be promiscuous or just not be as interested in that person long-term. Is that right? That's fascinating.
No.
But you hear a lot of people would just be like, you know, just sleep with them on the first day, it's fun, just have fun, you know, it's all good, but I just feel like you're setting yourself up for letdown.
But if that's what you want, that's fine. But I think
Don't expect the guy to keep liking you after that.
No. And don't say it's fine and it's fun if you actually want a long-term relationship, and then be disappointed that they didn't want that too.
Yeah. So the brain chemistry within a man changes if they have earlier with a woman.
And it changes in a different way if they wait and they actually like create a bond and then
First.
Yeah.
And then have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found that out. I found that out. I thought that was really interesting information. But I really didn't realize I was gonna play that video right now, but it actually
One of the
goes,
things I think is
it actually goes with what I was
so
talking about with my
important dating.
relationships I've been
Oh,
having, you
well,
know.
if a couple are getting to know each other, and
It makes sense, right? That's why I probably had a lot of failed relationships in my past. Taking a break?
Oh, yeah, outside.
Were you hot?
No, trick-or-treating.
Trick-or-treating.
Oh, so we're gonna end group then.
We want you to come out with me.
Alright, well, we're gonna end group here.
Come with me. Didn't you need to?
No, I'm not gonna be taking I might take that off the video though.
Come on,
What do you think?
JoJo.